I think we're good. Alright. Hi! Hello! Hello, welcome to, welcome to the YouTube, and welcome to the Twitch, and welcome, to the gay side of the internet, and welcome back to Planet Crafter. I forgot to do it for like another few weeks. I forgot to stream for a while, because I seem to be very good at forgetting things. That seems to be one of my superpowers, which is not a great superpower. Because I can never forget things that I want to forget. It's, you know, but I think most of humanity is afflicted with that weakness. So, and you know, I think we're all in this together. Which is, I don't know, some people think that's better, some people don't. Either way, yeah, you know, oh, I hope that wasn't audible. Oh, I forgot to turn my laptop off. I'm kind of out of the schmungus of things. Hold on, it's nothing important. Very sorry. I am, more rusty than I normally am. Hold on, let's see that my laptop is showing me the right screen. Just for those who didn't know, I'm actually... Oh, I have already unlocked something before I was even actually getting into it. I always have my laptop down, like, in front of me, that, like, it's looking at the stream to make sure that nothing is exploding on stream, that I can actually, you know, that people can actually watch and everything, that the frame rate is fine and all that, it's still up and running. Because I have OBS, but that... You know, that can just say, oh yeah, I'm streaming. Yeah, I'm definitely streaming. And then, you know, it just missed a thing that makes everything not work. Twitch is down or something. That can happen. But right now that's not going on. It was just hanging for a bit. And it's been a while, as I said, since I actually streamed. I think I streamed, like... I didn't stream for like a few months. Then I streamed again like 2 or 3 weeks in a row. And then I didn't stream for like 3 or 4 weeks. So, yeah. That's not entirely unique in my history of streaming. And every time I'm gonna like, you know what? I don't know, do I need to like become a streaming human again? Do I need to do it? Is there a reason to do it? I'm like, yeah, I think so, but I don't know if I don't know if it makes the world much better. I'm having fun doing it, but sometimes I like finish and I'm like, was that a good stream? So sometimes I'm like not sure about it. I think I'm gonna keep doing it, but I may at some point just decide like, you know what, oh. But for now I'm still going quote unquote strong. I'm trying to remember how the world was again. Because a few weeks ago I had to, you know, reaccommodate to how it was again, and now I have to do it again. So, you know, I do that a lot where I just, already got some piece of schmungus on badness, yes. Already got bots in chat. When the world dies out, the only thing that remains will be bots on Twitch who try to sell you viewers. Oh yeah. I'm not going to tell what I just oh-yeah'd about. I would get lynched by all of gamerhood, all of the gamers, all of us. I would, you know, I think I forgot, like, at the end of last stream, I forgot to actually save. Luckily, the game has auto-saves now every 5 minutes or something, but I went back and I had to redo, you know, whatever was slightly less than 5 minutes, because I forgot to actually save when I left the world. Because most games I played on don't require you to save manually. They just save when you leave the world. But in Planet Crafter, you need to either just have had an autosave or you need to save manually, and I had not done that. So I had to redo a few things. I believe I was doing stuff with the biolab, but I don't remember exactly what, so that's inconvenient. That's something I have a lot in video games. I'm going to be completely real. I always forget what I was doing, which I don't think is unique. I think there are many people who suffer that with me. It's like one massive support group. I have... Oh yeah, I have plenty of power for now. Then again, I suppose like power consumption of things does increase over time because you're going to use better things. Now I just unlocked, yeah, the better food grower. Wow, you don't even have any fertilizer in the earlier versions. I think the most important thing is to upgrade these food growers, because these are the ones that actually provide my food. So they, you know, if my non-super important ones that, if these would not work anymore, or not work fast enough, that's fine. I'll just wait longer. But if I wait longer for my food, then that means that I'm also going to need more food again. So that would not work. Hold on, I'm still very much all over the place because as I said, I haven't played this in a fair while. So I still have to kind of get my bearings back on the world and the controls. Alright. I needed fertilizer. Do I have any fertilizer left? I just forgot how to leave an inventory screen. Oh, hold on. Not E. Q brings you to another screen. I guess just escape? Or I can click that. I don't think that's a good idea. Do I have... Alright, I have one fertilizer. And I need one more. Alright, my fingers are remembering how to do things. No, wait, that's another thing. One sulfur, 2 eggplants, 2 aubergines. Right. There we go. And I think that's the right amount of schmungus. And then I'm going to get the beans there. And then the right amount of schmungus here too. Yes, I think that's the right placement as well. And then I've got some aluminium back, as well as some iron. Gnar. I thought it was iron, but apparently it's gnar. I keep being surprised by the fact that I called iron gnar, even though I did it myself. I just don't know why I called it gnar. So I suppose for now that's good. I don't necessarily need all of this to be better food growers. I don't want to see growth speed 1.6, so that's almost twice as fast. It takes almost twice as much energy, so it's probably pretty similar. I don't think I need to like change these into those types, like fewer of them, to preserve more energy. I think that's perfectly fine for now. So I'm going to leave that as it is. Is there anything else Oh yeah, tree spreaders. Don't I have the ability to make tree spreaders, but I haven't made any of those yet? Or is that... Was that in a different screen? I feel like I remember from last time. Oh, there. Alright. Yeah, that's just in a different screen. I don't actually have that unlocked yet. And then I need enough plants to make a beehive. Enough biomass to make tree spreader. the next thing is probably going to be a water filter. Because I think oxygen seems to be doing decently well. I think that's the fast. I think like the units here, parts per quadrillion, the picokelvins, would that be? And the nanopascals and the grams. I think those are like adjusted to each other in the right way so that they are like 1 part per quadrillion of oxygen and 1 picokelvin and 1 nanopascal and 1 gram of biomass contribute the same amount to the terraformation index. So I think those are like equivalent. So if I see 500,000 parts per quadrillion, that means that that is, you know, slightly more than 300,000 picokelvins per second. I think that's how it works. Hold on a second. Oh wait, yeah, because it's about the terraformation progress, not about the actual active amount. Right. So these are heaters. I vaguely remember that. That's a drill. I remember the drills because they always have a cool look to them. It also looks like the cookie robots from Despicable Me 1. Random thought that my brain just threw into my through the ominously empty cavern that is the inside of my head. That's water. That's where I launched the rockets. Alright. I've never given myself a house tour before. I don't think. Maybe I have. I might have, actually. I would be the type of person. Alright, so... Okay, those are not that much, but because there's 3, that is like 3. Hold on. Wait, am I... Hold on. How is the math? Oh, right. I remember. I'm a smart boy. It's all of the nuclear reactors together are 1,000, and all of the nuclear fusion generators together are 3,000. Alright, that confused my brain for a second. I was like, how does 2 times 3,000 and 3 times 1,000 fit into 4,000? I was absolutely beschmiggled. Full of cobalt. I was completely dumbfounded. So I could potentially get rid of those eventually. How many eventuallys do we need? I don't know if there's any better energy source than those. I don't know, because I've played this before. But firstly, that was a bit ago. Secondly, I think there's been a decent amount of updates since then. I think I did finish a sort of a run, a world then. So if there wouldn't be any updates, I think I would know what the best would be if it was like, you know, I would have at least had those, but I'm not 100% sure anymore. And I don't know with the updates, because by now there's been like 5 updates again, maybe. I don't. Oh, a little bit of a bop. I don't think they would have added more after this, because nuclear fusion? That would be kind of the end point. I feel like, scientifically speaking, is they have like a nuclear reactor that's nuclear decay, I'm guessing, because it's uranium, and then they have nuclear fusion, and that's already getting sci-fi because they have pulsar quartz and stuff, and that's, I feel like they probably wouldn't have anything beyond that, but I'm not 100% sure yet. hold on. Pressure is really falling behind heat and oxygen. And, well, biomass is just taking longer. But pressure, heat, and oxygen, I think those are usually, like, you can have them about the same level. Because you sort of get them at the same point in time. You get them all way at the start of the game. So you can usually have them around the same amount of stuff. But I'm not 100% sure. Hold on. Let me just try to remember. I think they still come mainly from drills, but yeah, that's not that much. I think one thing I did do was I had this here machine Spoinger. Yeah, that makes it like 1,000%, 1,010%, 1,100%. Wow, numbers. 1,100%. So that's more than 10 times as much productivity. And then I think somewhere here, is this? Yeah, that's for plants and oxygen. Yeah, so that's also, yeah, also 100 or like 1,100. So that's also quite a fair amount of extra. So if I would have fuses for pressure, then that could help with that. But I don't think I do at this current point in time. Or I've just not been finding it somehow. But I'm gonna guess the former of those two. How many drills and stuff do I have? Do I only have the one? I might only have the one. Wow, because I have the drill right down there. Otherwise, I don't know if I have anything else for pressure. That's interesting. Pressure plus 2,000. So that's about 20 times as much. So that would be 5,000. 500. Be 500 nanopascals. So I would be expecting about 500. That looks to be about 500, and then plus that, and I'm guessing like something else somewhere might do a bit as well. Yeah, I think that one drill is almost all of my pressure generation. My question is, do I have the resources? Do I have the resources that I can spend easily to get enough? Mainly osmium seems to be complicated, because I might just... I have enough for one drill now. My strategy when it comes to resource management is generally that I make sure that I always have, you know, some of everything left, unless I can't really, or unless I don't feel like it. Actually, that's also a part of my very well thought out strategy. Don't go criticizing it. So I might need to find a way to get more osmium, or onsonso, as the pros call it. That's what it's called in the periodic table. Yeah, definitely. Because this is where you get osmosium. This is where you get osmosium, but I'm guessing I've already got most of at least the readily available osmosium. So it might not be that easy to get more right now. You know? Ooh, lava. This part of the game is going to be not always great for me because I'm not good with bugs. I don't know why. I just for some reason I'm uncomfortable with bugs, and I'm gonna need to pick up bugs to use in crafting recipes, not in pulverizing them and stuff. It's less brutal than that. It's just you somehow influence their evolution or something like that. I don't know how it canonically works, but it's somewhere around the lines of you have you use them to make new species of insect. I'm also around the point in the game where I'm starting to get less and less oxygen problems, because right now I'm down to, what is that, like a sixth of what I would, or like 5/6 of what I would usually be using, which is just convenient. It's convenient to not need as much oxygen, because it means you can go out for longer amounts of time without having to worry as much about oxygen. I should return right about now, though, actually. I shouldn't forget about that. I do tend to be very good at forgetting to not unalive myself in this game. Alright. So the funny thing about oxygen actually is, because it's measured like this, where the decrease in usage is linear, practically you are gradually going to use less oxygen. But going from, like, if you go from 1.9 per second, or if you would go from 2 per second to 1.9 per second, that will be a 5% decrease. But if you go from 0.2 to 0.1 per second, that will be a 50% decrease in oxygen usage. Or in other words, the more you get that number down, relatively, the more effect it's gonna feel like, because you just have less of it left, and it's not, you know, I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining that in a good way, but practically you just eventually have less and less oxygen usage, to eventually the point where it goes from a little bit to none at all. At least I think you eventually reach the point of none at all. Bacteria samples, I can put those up there. I don't know if you ever get the point where you like recharge your oxygen supply with the oxygen outside, like refill it. Am I using the right words? Do my words make sense? I'm not sure. Right. I don't know yet if it's useful for me to make any of these, but I guess I can already look at the stuff. So I've only got common and rare larvae, so I can't make bees yet with what I have. I think those are going to be useful because eventually you're going to get, like, one of the first insect things you're going to get, I believe, is the beehive, unless there's something I'm missing, which would mean that you would want bees pretty early on, because they would be pretty useful for your actually getting more, like, insect biomass. So I should probably try and see if I can get bees as quickly as possible. And I think I'm just going to make a little locker here for the larvae, because they will clutter my inventory. And hold on. Larvums. They will clutter my inventory, and I prefer if they do not. Hold on, what's this? I must have built this at some point. and then just not used it. Linifolia. Linifolia. Tree seed. So I guess I already used that machine a bit. So somewhere in the subconscious folds of my mind, there must be the understanding how to use it, but I don't remember instantly. Well, I mean, I could figure out the UI, but I don't remember. I guess, well, I mean, I guess it's used for making trees. Maybe I should just stop talking. Would make for a boring stream, but less misinformation. Because I guess I do know how to use it. I was just, for some reason, saying I didn't. But I do. But I just, you know, I might be a bit more sleepy than usual. The bubbles in the bottle of water. Bottle of water. I think that's going to be the next thing that I'll probably get. That does seem useful. Tier 2 ore extractor. I mean, I should probably work on... Actually, I guess that means that osmium... If I use osmium for that, then I'll get the thing faster, which can get osmium from the ground, because osmium is a rarer ore. Rarer is... I'm gonna be real. I don't know who invented the word rare. But it's a weird word. And rarer is not the best of the English language. I'm gonna be real. It's not the best. Not the best word in English that I've ever learned of. Not the best lard. Alright. I think it's from Romance languages, but I'm not 100% sure. I think that should be everything for a drill. Keycard drill. Jamboni. Look at that. I think now I should be on almost 20,000 of that. Yes. Loud car in the background. Loud car cameo. Alright, I think it was on 10,000 before. I'm decently sure that it wasn't 10,000 before, so it's likely an improvement. Oh man. If there was ever a chosen person to play a science game, then it was surely me, who technically has an understanding of science. Yeah. I feel like the game is slightly loud. I don't know. Has the game just always been slightly louder than I thought it was? And I've never realized. And it's always kind of annoying. I don't know. I might do. Might be. Maybe turn the menu down a bit. There. That's right. I've not yet fallen to the new quote-unquote funny number. I do whenever I'm producing. I always... Like, when I need something that's around, like, 70%, that is always the number that I choose. Just because that's what I grew up with. That was the funniest number that existed when I was young. Before I was young, before I was, in other words, before I was, there was 42 was pretty funny. I think 420 was probably just a bit before my time. And then now we have, you know, well, I mean, I have to be negative about it because, you know, it's the next generation. That is what the tomes of history tell me. If something belongs to the next generation, the culture of the next generation, then I have to be angry about it. Nothing personal. Yeah, So I don't hate the number, but it's not a part of my own my own culture. I grew up in a time before people knew that this number was as funny as some people now appear to know it. As some people now appear to know it is, or at least say it is. Imagine just at some point the new generation just decides to make fun of everyone, and it's just, yeah, these two numbers together, really funny. It actually kind of, I've been making just recently just a lot of like Sudokus and Renzokus and what's the other one called? Sudoshiki, Futoshiki. I think Futoshiki or Futoshiki, depending on if it's Japanese and whether you're saying it in Japanese or in English. Because the Japanese, I don't know, maybe I'm just missing it, but I always, whenever a Japanese person says fu, like fu, the Japanese character, I always hear hu, not fu. But maybe it's just a really light, like, you know, maybe it's a co-pronounced consonant. I'm not actually sure. I should really look into it. I've been, you know, but I don't know. Otherwise, I've been doing, like, you know, number puzzles, in other words. And whenever I'm looking at, like, which numbers can still be used in this cell, and it's like, oh yeah, I can still have these numbers, you know, these 5 numbers. And then whenever, you know, those 2 numbers, which happen conveniently to be consecutive, whenever those 2 show up, I'm always like, I have to resist. I cannot fall to this. I cannot change my brain, my synapses. I cannot change them, for it will change who I am. I cannot fall to the winds of passing time. Anyway, out of that dramatic thing, I have to, what was I doing again? No, I guess I was just waiting a bit for now, because the pressure is going up, and the water filter is going to be unlocked in the relatively near future. Honestly, I probably, because I mean, the reason that all of, you know, the plants and everything are doing really well compared to the pressure is that I have these fuses, and I don't have a fuse like that yet for the for pressure. So I need to get one of those sooner or later, but I'm probably gonna have to explore for that. And I think for exploring, it's just really convenient to have a water filter, because, you know, it just allows you to drink from lakes. I wouldn't have to take many water bottles with me anymore, because I would just need to find a lake. And on top of that, also, like, as I get more oxygen, I think it's just oxygen in general, my air filter is going to do better. It might be terraformation in total. No, I'm not sure about that. Might be total terraformation. Am I gonna have to, well, am I going to map this out, just see at what oxygen levels in the atmosphere and what terraformation level I have what consumption of air? Either way, it's much nicer than it used to be. Hold on, how long is this gonna take? Because that's till 7, that's 300 mega TI. How much am I getting? Oh, it doesn't actually show the whole, how much I'm getting of everything together. This looks like, I'm guessing every part per quadrillion, every pico Kelvin, every nanopascal, and every gran is 1. In which case, this would be half a mega TI, about almost 1 mega TI per second. Like, 0.89, 0.85, something like that, 0.85 mega TI per second. Why's my brain being small? No, it's like 0.9. It's almost 0.9 mega terraformation. How much did I need again? I needed 300. So that would be 5 minutes. So the question is, do I want to wait 5 minutes? Actually, hold on. That's like 3.5 minutes now. Something like that. 3. Something like 3. Oh, wait, hold on a second. I have where do I have that? There. I had Spooky Sember on my on the layout, as one does whenever it is Spooky Sember. But it's no longer Spooky Sember. I mean, it's always Spooky Month in my heart, and it's always Gay Month, but it's currently not Spooky September. You know how that works. Also, yes, I'm just driving in a random direction in the hopes of finding a wreckage, because I've already gone all through this one. Why didn't I decide to take a few extra water bottles with me? That would have been very intelligent. Oh, hold on, chest. Was there room behind that? No, probably not. Alright. Drive. Also, I do wonder, is it like the idea of the game, is it made for making like one single room so you can breathe every time you go to a ship so you can explore it more easily? Or is that just sort of a abuse of the game mechanics? I feel like they would have at least accounted for it. I feel like at least they would have like compensated for it a little, but I'm not sure. I'm getting some lag spikes, by the way. That's why I'm not always doing great with the driving, and because I don't have a driving license or anything. But I don't think that's as important in video games, because the traffic laws are significantly different. And actually, I guess for, on bicycle, you still need to know how to behave in traffic. Remember that, people. I don't honestly know if there are any wreckages around here. Ooh, no, hold on. Oh boy, hold on. That is a bit of a hairy pickle. Ooh, no. Alright. I think I'm just gonna get back to my base decently quickly. I've scattered out that bit. I guess there's probably something over there. I don't remember if I've ever gone there before, if I've ever checked if there is anything there, but I'll just hope that there is, I suppose. And then I'm guessing by the time I get back, I've almost got the water drinker, the water drinkaloo, water drinker 3000. Also, I don't know why on the way there I didn't actually stop by any of the oxygen breathing places. I guess I just didn't. Vroom. That's a nice jump. I am always slightly sad whenever there's a game that has good vehicles, but that doesn't have ways, and mainly like cars and motorcycles and bikes and stuff, that doesn't actually have like really cool blocks to make like tracks out of. I believe because you do have blocks that you can drive on in this game, Have I done a problem again? I may or may not have done a problem again. I seem to be pretty good at that. But I like here you have like some driving blocks, but it's like, hold on, let me check. You've got foundations. Those are all right. I guess you've got like fences. Stairs aren't ideal. I guess you can drive over living compartments. So there's some stuff that you can use. But I don't know how ideal any of those are. So, like, you know, I do understand that they don't want to go and say like, oh yeah, we're just gonna add 20 things that only cater to, you know, racing that are probably not going to make sense with the rest of the aesthetic and the scenario that you're in. It doesn't make sense that you would be a space traveler who would just go and say like, oh yeah, actually, I'm going to make a race course. But I do understand that they wouldn't want to add that. But if, you know, anyone from the game happens to hear this somehow, any damn way in the world, and they'd be like, well, what do we need to add? What do you need to add to this game? What is the community hoping for, wishing for? What do they want? I hold on, that's the wrong thing. That's the right thing. All right. So the methane is not necessary. I was getting worried already because I need osmium for that, but I don't actually need osmium for the water filter. So I'm gonna get silicon. Silly. You know what? Hold on. Did I just repeat myself from like 10 streams ago without knowing it? Oh, I may or may not be too predictable of a human, but if anyone from the game wonders what does the community want, you now know what one person from the community wants, and it's racetracks. I did also just realize I don't actually have any eggplants, or I don't have any mushrooms planted yet. Oh, it still has the eggplant until you actually take that with you. Alright. Let's put that in there. And then eventually one day I'm going to have the mushrooms that I need to make those bioplastics. I should have really made a thing for bioplastic or for mushrooms already. What else do I have? Gourds, squashes. I'm gonna need... Am I gonna need those at some point? I would expect that I would need them at some point, but I'm not actually sure. I don't know what they would be necessary for. Not yet, at least. I don't know. Maybe I'll be fine without them. Quick drinky. Right. It is time to schmungus. Actually, well, not like, you know, it's not time to bigly schmungus, it's time to smally schmungus. So I'm just gonna put some stuff away and everything. Actually, hold on. A part of this I'm gonna need for the water filter. So I need to keep one aluminium and one silly. Oh yeah, and I got a bunch of stuff from the one chest that I found. Very efficient. Right. And I'm just gonna compact that a bit. There isn't anything I had like an iridium rod in my inventory before, right? I might be forgetting that I had something really important to use that on, but I don't remember. So it's probably fine. That's many beans. Whole bunch of beans. And Schnulfer. Did I need any? No, I don't need any super alloy. No, hold on. Super alloy. Super alloy. So that's fine. And then I have some plant seeds. That both actually go in this locker. Beautiful. Alright. I now only need the bioplastics. For which I think I had everything except for the mushrooms. So now it's just waiting. Actually, I need one silicon for that, so I might as well already take the other silicon. So for now, that's going to be waiting for that. How much is it? 42%. Alright. But which means I can probably go and see if there is anywhere else that I can go. And I'll just take some extra water bottles with me for the time being. And, oh yeah, I just needed to respawn my vehicle because I got stuck 2 meters away from my base. Well, don't worry, all the pros do that. Hi. Thank you for traveling with Deutsche Bahn. I think every country probably has the type of thing where, you know, people are mad at the public transport. Because the thing is, like, I mean, I do get it. I very much get it. I have also had to use the public transport plenty of times in my history. And yes, stuff does go wrong. I'm not saying you're not allowed to be mad at them. I will say, because, like, I mean, like, to be fair, it is their, like, the job to make sure that this stuff goes well. At the same time, there is a lot of things going wrong, and if you're not mad at them, it would be you being mad at your bike or at your car or at your whatever else you have, because it breaks down, and now you're just mad at the people and not mad at your own vehicle, you know? But I do agree that it is infuriating sometimes when you just because you know, you want stuff to go well, and the problem is if stuff doesn't go well in public transport, you can't just go and say like, oh man, I'll just fix it myself. You have no control in that. You have no you also have no stop, I suppose. You have no, like, if my bike breaks and I would be mad about that, I'm only really allowed to be mad after I take the effort to, well, I mean, I'm allowed to have a bit of initial anger, and then I'm allowed to have a bit of anger if I tried to fix it and it doesn't go well. So half of the time it takes a while and you manage to fix it, so you're not allowed to be as angry anymore, or you try to fix it and you're like, oh no, I don't know how to fix this, and then you're not really allowed to be as angry either. So, you know, in public transport, it's just, you don't have to try to fix it, so you don't get that bit of rage out, you know? I don't know if that makes sense to anyone. I don't think it's 100% sound logic. I don't think it is, but it, you know, it sounds like it could be. It sounds like it could be reasonable. Now, I feel like oh yeah, I haven't been in this exact thing before, I guess. Because I have a little room here. At least I'm guessing I've been in this place. I might have... Oh. I may have missed something, possibly. But I'm guessing I did it decently thoroughly. At least to the point where I'm not going to be like, I guess I can deconstruct those. That is my inventory full. I think I did already go through the suits. I'm guessing there's like, I think there's like 3 suits in total, so I would have seen all of those by now, I think. Hold on, I need to actually find my way out of here again. Alright, oh, there's a little chest there. I may be able to use that. When this is where the access starts. The stuff that I only have in my inventory because it came from the building just now. Or from... Did I have any chests before that? Oh, and there's another chest over there. Nice. Maybe sometimes I have to remember that I'm not as, like, what do you call it, particular of a person as, you know, as the best particular person would be. I'm not great at doing everything perfectly. I generally need to assume that I've done something very unperfectly because that's just the most realistic. Hold on, actually, I need to oxygen a little bit more because oh, and actually maybe just for good measure, remove those chests. Because if I'm gonna come back here and I realize, like, hold on, there's chests here, I'm going to be very sad when I realize that they're actually all empty. Actually, I don't think chest resources respawn, replenish. But they might. Imagine if they do and I've just been destroying all my chests so that I wouldn't look in them again. Even though looking in them again would give me a world of treasure. That would be, well, let's just say a typical me level of silly. Alright, come on, how you big log. Alright, is there any... Oh, there is a little chest down here, trying to hide from me, aren't you? Yeah, but I got you. Don't even worry, I got you. Then I will take that. I guess that's a good moment to go back to base. Then. Do I want to see what's in here? I mean, I guess at least I can see real quick. Right? I don't know if I've been here already. I might have been here on one of my previous hunts. See your light though? That's alright. That ain't bad. You know. The Mingus. I think it's... I think that's kind of it. Where did I come in from again? Oh boy, am I having one of these? Hold on. Is that... No, that's not the platform that I just saw. Oh boy, I'm doing it this way again. Is that... Oh, I think that's it. I think that's where I came in. Is it? Oh, hold on. No, I'm not sure anymore. No, there's ice there. That's a different... Wait. Oh. I think this is just the cave that's... Yeah, with all the water. And now I don't remember where my car is. But I can... You know what? I can actually just go back to base and get my car, like, respawned there. I don't know if you're supposed to use that feature like that. But, you know... If you're not supposed to use it like that, they shouldn't have made it possible to use it like that. I don't think... I don't think this is a user error. I think that's a... I think because I'm the user, I'm not going to accept someone calling it a user error. You know? The most convenient for me. Please. Thanks. And then... Unless... Hold on. Could it possibly leave behind all of its resources if I do that? Probably not, right? That would be very unfortunate if I would end up realizing, oh, hold on. whenever I teleport my vehicle to me, that removes all of the resources from the inventory. That will be unfortunate. So I'm going to, fingers crossed. Oh, you can only do it once every, like, 5 minutes probably? So it might actually be faster right now to go and get my vehicle. I am also going to check if my mushrooms is ground yet. Not ready yet, but maybe by the time I have finished with my car, maybe by that time I will be ready. Maybe I will be ready to take on this crafting recipe. He laughs evilly. Cause hold on. I'm guessing it's somewhere on that side then, the entrance that I came through. Because that is sort of the angle that I traveled around. Could it be just up here, maybe? Yes. Right. There is my Vaki. Heck yeah. So I am going to drive down here. Don't worry, it's perfectly safe. See, I'm still on my wheels. It's only safe because this game has no collision damage for vehicles, else it would be not safe. So I need to wrap around here. Actually, I might just be able to get through there and then get through the cave to my base, because I think that is, yeah, and then I need to get up here, which is possible. Just crank it. Heck yeah. And then I have got a bunch of stuff. Put that super alley in there, and then the gnaw, and then the bowl, kobold. Got him. 84%, alright. That ain't half bad, you know. And some seeds. I think there was Ibri. Oh. I do not have that much storage left when it comes to Ibri. Oh, and I don't have enough for those two either. They're alert. I am going to need to probably switch out squash and mushroom, and then that should just about fit. Storage management has never been my strong suit. Oh, and then I have a bit more inventory space, so I can take all of the iridium that I need to make into an iridium bar, so that this is less storage heavy. Yeah. Oh, well, I don't have enough space for the iron, so I might need to throw some of that into that place. Practically the way that I use that thingus is if there isn't enough space in, you know, the bin, I suppose, then if there isn't enough, then I think it automatically throws it away, so that's no problem. And if there isn't enough, then I can always just say, like, hey, hold on a second, isn't there some of that in there? And that's perfectly fine. You know. So a plant multiplier fuse. I may need to see if I can that to work here. I would need a tier 2 machine optimizer, but that might be viable. Lip crave, if you know what I mean. And then that's going in there. Oh, I still have a Shanga seed. I was going to say Shanga from Scooby-Doo. But I don't think that's technically the correct name. Oh, hold on. I still need aluminium. I threw away one too many aluminium into that storage. Alright, 94%, so that's almost done. I'm gonna drink real quick. Keep yourself hydrated out there, kids. I don't know why. Well, I was gonna say that's. Well, I don't know why I keep doing an Australian accent. What I mean is, I don't know why I keep doing whatever that is. Alright. For some reason, I think my throat is a bit dry. Might have not drunk that much today yet. Might have should to drink more today. Okay, so that's like a bit more. Teleporter. That's still more than 3 times as much as I have, so that's not exactly soon. And then the ore extractor, tier 2 tree, the extra good tree, and then the tree spreader could actually be pretty good. Let me check that out in here and compare it to a few things, because that's 900 oxygen compared to, I don't think this does anything though. The veggie tube also isn't that much. Those do decent oxygen, but not compared to the tree spreader. Tree spreader is 3 times as good, not quite 3 times, but it's significantly better than any of the other ones. And it's not all that expensive. It's, in fact, in energy, it's perfectly fine. And it does better in plants, so that seems pretty good. Hold on, I can actually pin the recipe. I completely forgot about that. So, well, completely, apparently not, because I then remembered it. But, in a manner of speaking, that is, I just realized that is true. If you said like, oh wow, I completely forgot about that, then you have apparently not completely forgotten about it. Or you are feigning your interest. Either of those seems like a disingenuous sort of thing. Because if you completely forget about it, then actually, hold on. I suppose there could be something that, like, I was thinking of, like, if you're talking about something with sentimental value, but I suppose not everything needs to have sentimental value. It's possible that you used to have a thing, or used to know a thing, that you would now be really excited about, that you would not at the time have been very excited about, but that now that you have rediscovered it, at the point where you are going to be excited about it, you know, that now you are going to be excited about it, but you wouldn't have been that at first. You know? I don't even know why I finished that thought through, but you know, I mean, I did though. I did finish it through. Is that meteors falling? Now a slight voice in the back of my mind says you need to place a tree spreader in the vicinity of water. I don't know 100% if that's true again, but probably true enough. Hold on, wait a second. I need to remember. I might actually need to put the tree off until I actually get my water taker, because if I don't have that, you know, that seems slightly more urgent than the trees, just because it's a new, pretty much a new ability, which is just gonna help, you know, help explore. That's the word. So I might just wait for the next batch of mushrooms to grow. Oh. Until the tree spreader gets the turn. Because that also still, you know, that also needs bioplastic. And until then, I just might go and adventure a little. First off, of course, I'm going to see what types of things I can and cannot drink from. I believe you can drink from this, because it's obviously a lake. Drink. You can probably just drink unlimited from it. I'm guessing. Hold on. Where's a little puddle? That's not a puddle. Because there's the little puddles of, just small little puddles of water between like rocks. Are there none of those here? Hold on, I need to just check with one of those puddles, because if you can drink from one of those puddles, that is just incredibly useful. Hey, is that chest old? No. Oh wow. That is actually incredibly useful. Because osmium, I didn't even know if I can make osmium. I mean, probably. Actually, no, I might have just not unlocked it yet. I was like, yeah, I've got like the best crafting table, but crafting table, yeah, everything is Minecraft. But I've got the best crafting station, but I, you know, I may just not have unlocked it through terraforming yet. And that's 8 or 9 osmium. So that's pretty convenient. So I'm thinking on whether I should use that for the osmium or whether I should see if there's anything that needs an osmium. Honestly, I suppose I should probably use it for the osmium, because if I haven't unlocked the osmium rod yet, then I don't know if they would give me any recipes that require the osmium rod. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's probably pretty useful to use that for the osmium right now. And then eventually, unless, hold on, unless I'm gonna eventually need an osmium rod for the ore extractor, which would mean that I would need to get a bunch of osmium in the first place to then make an osmium rod. But they wouldn't, right? Because I'm supposed to have this earlier already than I'm getting it now. So, why would you get this so early if you would not have the osmium rod yet? So I'm guessing the osmium rod isn't a thing I need for the thing that can dig up osmium. So I'm gonna just use this for the osmium, because if I use that for a drill, then I can get a bunch of things done. No, I can make the quarry, the what's it called? The mining drill ore extractor. I can make that sooner, which is convenient. Tinge cobalt. That's not even like a whole storage. The one where I have a bunch of alloy. I don't know why that sentence so botched still took so long to actually produce. Why do I have 2 fertilizer? Did I make the fertilizer consciously for any specific reason? Or did I just get one from the chest, probably? That would make sense. Right. And then I would be able to construct a few big drills to increase the pressure, the mounting pressure upon society. Where's the drill? There is the drill. A new message received. But I wasn't doing a lore run. I remember that much. I'm not going to look at the messages. Just because, like, I probably would if I were playing this for the first time, and I feel slightly bad about not doing it, despite the fact that this is the first time I'm streaming this, and probably, you know, like, I'm probably not going to do multiple series on this, even though it is a very good game, and it is decently replayable. I'm probably not going to do a replay of this game where I would do lore. So I feel slightly bad for not, like, looking into the lore. But, you know, on the other hand, I have already seen pretty much all of the lore before myself. And the thing with that is I will get intensely distracted if I'm not, like, looking at the lore. Or if I am looking at the lore and I already know it. I'm just going to be completely just unable to concentrate on it. So that's probably not even that interesting if I would do it, even for anyone who would want to know the lore of this game. So I'm probably not going to do that at any point. But who knows? But what other games would I still... Because I still have, like, a list with some games. I could actually... Because as anyone who creates content, I wouldn't call myself, like, a fully fledged content creator, but anyone who creates content, I think has the problem from time to time where they don't have enough games to play. And I prefer it when that's, you know, when I have enough games to play. But sometimes I guess I don't. So I have to think about what games I could possibly play. And with Ocean, we had a list for that. We just had a list of a bunch of different stuff that we could play, just lined up, really. But some of those games are not as good to play right now, because I was planning to play them with Ocean, and like some of them she was planning to play with me where I was playing it for the first time, and some of them I was planning to play with her where she was playing for the first time. So both of those options, like, I mean, I suppose the ones that she proposed that I hadn't played yet would still be an option, but, you know, it wouldn't be with the person who definitely likes the games, and only with the person who doesn't know them yet and might not like them. So that is a bit of a danger. And just finding fun games is always a bit dangerous, because you never really know beforehand if you're going to like it, unless you've already seen somebody play it. Oh, little belches. You're not really going to know for sure if you're going to like it if you haven't already seen someone play it, or even more, like, you certainly, you know, you don't even know it for sure if you haven't played it yourself. Even if you have seen someone else play it, it's not the same as having played it yourself. So there is always still a limit on how well you actually know what it's going to be like, you know. So it might be fun to play some of those games. There's also a decent chunk that are not going to be that interesting to me because Ocean and I are different people. We have different tastes. But if, well, but I just feel like that's probably not even that you like. Maybe there would be like one or two that I could like check, like, oh, that's a puzzle game, and I like puzzle games, or stuff like that. But mostly, it's probably not even that useful. Which, it's kind of unfortunate when you make plans for things and then eventually you're like, actually, we're not gonna go with that because, it's just not. It is. I don't know. I guess it's just not the same. Eventually Ocean's just like, yeah, no, I shouldn't stream anymore. That's, or like, I'm probably not going to stream anymore. Then, plans change, and it does kind of suck whenever that happens. You're like, yeah, we did have plans, and now we don't have plans. Like different, we have, like, there is still plans, but there's plans that aren't really useful anymore because they're for something that's not going to happen. Oh, sulfur. I thought for a second those were lava. So, I'm not saying that Ocean should have kept streaming. I just realized that might sound like that's what I'm trying to say. I do not mean that. I just mean sometimes plans change, and that's just a thing that happens. You can't stop that from happening. And sometimes you just need to roll with the punches when it comes to that. Oh, alright, if I get a chest, that's pretty useful. And then I'm going to start making my way back to the base, because I don't think there's anything more in this like little inlet. I could not make my mind with it that they go right and left there. And I have an oxygen bottle, so I'll be fine. Even if I don't quickly find a place where I can breathe again. Just as long as I don't try to, like, really cut it too close. Like, oh, well, yeah, but, like, there's a thing that I can see from here and I might technically be able to reach there. If I do that, then I might not be alright, but if I play it safely enough, I am not in any imminent danger. So I think I'm gonna go over here because I'm pretty sure there's a little room over there. Oh boy. See, I sometimes there aren't problems and I just create problems. But that'll be fine. I will reach. And then when I have replenished my oxygen, I can see if I can actually get it out there again. I'll be fine. And come on, you can do this. You can do this. The little car that it's not actually that little. It's technically a car actually, because it's like a rover. Does that qualify as a car? Is F4 going to unstuck me in a good way? Not entirely. I'm just gonna go home, I guess. And that's not entirely the right direction. That's the right direction. And I'll just summon it to my location again. Which seems like a pretty useful sort of thing. I do get it stuck, unfortunately, often, and I do seem to be rather good at getting it stuck. Which, again, not the most useful superpower. Just like forgetting things. And there we go. And then I should just be able to make it to the base in one tank. I got a little itch on in my elbow. Had to scratch that real quick. yeah, I'm not sure yet what like a next game would be that I would play. Because like I mean, there's like games like Phasmophobia that I just play from time to time, that I like to play just every now and again. That's Phasmophobia isn't a game that I would just play as a series, you know, in the same way that I would play Planet Crafter, right? There is just a point where I have finished a world of Planet Crafter. Ooh, actually an interesting one could be, would I do that? I might do Factorio, but I'm also planning to play that with someone, so I might not do that on stream. At least I might do that not on stream before I do it on stream, and then the question of course is, if you've already played the game, how interesting is it still going to be to watch you play it again? I don't know about that yet. Those are things that I have to figure out. So I'll have to think about that, I guess. And there's a very good chance that there's just a bunch of stuff that I can still do that I haven't thought of, that are going to reveal themselves to me with time as I think about it thinkingly. But for now, I guess I just don't know yet. What are some games? Are there any other games I can think of that might be interesting? I was thinking maybe playing at some point A Chance of Senna, which is I really like that game, but you know, because it's a really cool game. It's a puzzle game. It's language as well. I personally really like it, but you know, I have already played it. I've already finished the whole game at some point, so it wouldn't be that useful to then play it again. Like it would be, it could be useful, but it might not be that useful. And if it's a puzzle game, you know, the question is, how many of the things am I going to just remember and just be like, oh yeah, I remember that this was that and that was that, you know. But it is a really cool game for anyone who hasn't played it yet, who sees this, which is the more unlikely part of the two. But for anyone who hasn't played it yet, I would absolutely recommend that if you don't get too enraged with puzzle games. That is. Alright. So I was waiting for, I guess I was waiting for the mushrooms to grow, which should be done in, I don't know, like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, a million seconds? Something like that. Somewhere in between the lowest and highest of those numbers, I'm guessing it would find itself. But I'm technically not 100% sure yet. Hold on. I got a message that the problem with Discord that I always have is if you ping someone, like you send them a big honkus message, it looks the same, like, you know, it has a little number, it looks the same as if you just send someone a direct message. So if somebody just sends me a direct message during stream, I'm like, do we need to look at that? You know what, I need to make sure that if somebody really needs me right now, if it's urgent and important, then I need to make sure that somebody can reach me. But, you know, realistically that's not going to happen. But if it ever does happen and you don't react to it, you're going to feel very, 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 very silly for it. So my brain is like, yeah, I kind of like do need to be reachable, but then the question is it really that important? And it probably isn't, so I should probably just stop looking at messages, even if they're pings. And then maybe, like, you know what? Maybe if somebody thinks it's urgent and important enough to send me multiple pings, maybe then I can look. I don't know. I'm not that good at any other like social media policy that any other social media policy than just respond, or at least like check whatever anyone sends at the very moment that that you notice that they have sent it. I think you need to place the tree spreader by water. I think I remember something like that. So I just usually whenever I get a ping or a notification, I just go like, you know what, might as well read it right now, because that's, you know, the easiest, because I don't have to remember to do it later, and if somebody needs me to read it quickly enough, then I'll have read it quickly enough. You know, it's kind of easy, but sometimes it's not. Usually it's not necessary, because I don't stream for like, well, I mean, I suppose like, even if we would stream for like hours, like long, it would still probably not be that urgent. Or it wouldn't be the difference between 2 hours and like 8 hours, I suppose. I don't even know if what I'm saying is interesting anymore. Probably not. I mean, to be frank, because it's coming from my mouth, there's a decent chance it's not interesting in the first place. But it's probably still not interesting. Just more not interesting than it would usually be. Yeah, I'm just kind of like trying to get stuff to go fast enough. Pressure has mounted. Like, I'm getting much more of that than I was a while ago, but still, I don't have any fuses. I guess right now my best course of action would probably be just explore more. So I guess I'll just do that. I'm not the best at games where you have sort of building / industrial stuff as well as exploring. I'm usually better at those types of things if there is another person who can do the exploring and I can do the industrialization and the building. That's usually how I do those types of things. Have I kind of discovered that area of the map now? I might have. Honestly, I should just be building more like rooms that I can sort of hide out in. Oh, it's dropped from 1.5 oxygen per second to 1.4, so that's nice. Nice little improvement. I wonder if that's like... oh, whatever. It's fine. At some point I'm going to have to use up very little, if any at all, oxygen from my tank. Whenever I'm not underwater, that is. Whenever you're underwater, I think you always just keep using it up. A circuit board. Huh. I guess I'm starting to get to a more advanced stage now where you have circuit boards. Which in real life would be the sort of an era where, you know, sort of the point where you're getting to the point where I could mean something useful to society. Like, I mean, before that point I could, but that's like the point where I'm going ham. That's the point where you start to need people like me. A lot of rocket engines around here, just sort of scattered. Somebody did not tie down their rocket engines properly and they went flying. And, yeah, they probably gotta, you know, pay for that out of pocket. So, kids, don't forget to affix your rocket engines properly if you're ever transporting any. This was not the best idea for me. Honestly, I didn't realize that hole was there. I was not intending to end up in that hole. I just didn't realize it was there until it was suddenly right below my wheels. I'm guessing I've looked at this piece of wreckage before. Just in case I haven't, gonna take a quick look. There's a message, reconnaissance, but they have crashed. Oh, right, this is where I am. Right, yes. Not just any hole, this hole. But, you know, even if it was just like any random hole, that would be fine, because we all know that the wisest people on the planet say any hole's a goal. I don't know what that's technically... I know the sort of thing that it's supposed to mean. I don't know technically what hole would traditionally potentially not be considered a hole that by this clause, you might say, is considered a goal. What is the sort of incentivation that is supposed to emanate from this statement? I wonder. What is the hole in... Well, I mean, not the hole in question, because there are multiple... In fact, every hole is in question in this question. Well, actually, it's not a question, it's a... Well, I mean, it's a question of holes. It's... You know? Practically, I just think the sport of football / soccer would become so much more confusing if you would use those rules, so... you know, that's just my unexperienced, unsporty look on the idea. Alright. I think... Actually, I have a pretty full inventory, but I don't think I have anything in my trunk right now, so that might not actually be that interesting. Well, like, it might not be necessary to go home, is what I mean, to my base. But, at the same time, it might actually be useful just because I'm already going here. You know, I was already almost here. Might as well go entirely here. Do I have any... I guess I can put the rocket engines in here. I bet you don't need specialized storage for high-grade rocket stuff. It'll be fine to just put it in there. Do I want to make more tree spreaders? Actually, I'll look at that for a second, because depending on what sort of seeds, I think I have my tree thing here. I do not have my tree thing here. Oh, that's the pink thing, isn't it? Yeah, this thing. That's the wrong slot. Alright, there's none of them that have particularly much. How expensive is it? I guess not that expensive, so I can afford to go for one more than that, at least. So... actually, I guess I can just take both of them already, because I'm going to need one for the tree seed, and I'm going to need one for the tree spreader. Okay. And then the mushrooms are still growing, so I'm going to need to check up on that in a moment. I think I did get some fertilizer already. Bacteria sample, I think I still have some of those left. So I'm going to need the plastic there, bioplastic, and I'm going to need, I guess I already have everything for the Lympholia tree. Was it the Tusker? And then, hold on, mutagen, no, it was Shanga. Do I have a Shanga? I guess I do have a Shanga. And then a mutagen. And then I'm going to research that. Alrighty. Alright, so that's gonna Take a second to sequence. The mushrooms are still taking a while to grow. I guess I can refill on food now. And on drinks. And then I'm able to go out there again. Oh! That's interesting. I was not expecting that to have that physical interaction with each other. But I'm fine now. Again, thank the Lord and the heavens and whatnot for the fact that this game doesn't have any vehicle damage. Hold on, actually no, I was already on that sort of a side, wasn't I? So I'll keep going to that sort of a side. Let's see. What? Alright, that's that's much deeper than I thought that was. I did not expect to suddenly disappear into the Nether Realms. Which is another name for the Netherlands. If you were curious at all, that's how that works. At any place in the world, if you dig deep enough through the ground, you're going to find the Netherlands. And that's definitely a real fact. I do now suddenly have 5 ping, so I'm going to check if anybody is by any chance exploding. No, they are not. See, that's the difficulty as well. There should be like a ping, and there should be like a ping, you know, and then also just normal notifications. Just either it's, you know, it's like useful to know and it's like specifically for you, or it's, you know, it's important and urgent. It's a message that I need to read and respond regarding in a timely fashion, lest the universe explode. Alright. I don't know. Hold on. No, I've been in this area before, I think. Wow. Very bright all of a sudden. Oh. This is the pastel realm, evidently. I do remember this. Ah, right, yes. I think last time I was here, I now remember why, and why I was talking about if there is any sort of a video effect that makes sure that your whole video in total is a certain amount of bright or not bright, because this is very bright, and I wish there was a video effect on my screen right now that would make sure that whenever it gets that bright, it just dims it down a little. At the same time, I have just realized that I'm almost out of oxygen, so I'm gonna want to build a little sort of cubby hole here to breathe. Have a breather. Oh wait, this silly. There's titanium. There's some iron. And there's some more iron, and that's everything I need to build a little place here. La papoom. La papoom. Alright, alright, alright. So let's see what's around here. I don't think I've been around this area that much. I think I do recognize it, and I think I know whereabouts it is. But I'm not sure I've been here that much. And over here... Oh. Oh, wow. That's not even melted yet. When does it melt? 5... Is it not 500 nanokelvins? Isn't it like that I get a bunch of like thousands, hundreds of thousands of nanokelvins per second? Or am I getting it confused now? Is that maybe that's nanopascals and it's pico kelvins? That might be the case. Alright. That ain't bad. Oh, I forgot to put the circuit board away. Very intelligent creature is not me. I could have just, well, like what's the, like control clicked it in there so that I would only have to do like half of those clickies. Is that outside of a map? I think it probably is. It seems like a barren expanse that is very, very big. So I'm not going to tempt the fates right now. Because I know that, like, in one direction of the map at least, it just kind of, at least for a while, it just doesn't end. It might be like one of those things where just there's mist, and the mist gets thicker and thicker over, you know, as you go. Something like that, maybe. Oh. So I don't want to get lost in the infinite mist. That would be slightly unfortunate, I think. Alright, let's see. Again, I'm not gonna focus on the lore that there might be around here. But if there's any resources, I would happily take those off your hands. Alright, more debris. Huh, there is a lot going on down here. Oh, and by a lot, I mean a lot. Wow. I may need to build a little place here to make sure that I can breathe. And then I'm going to see what I can get from that place, because that seemed like a lot. Some iron here, yes. Still need 1 iron, 1 silicon, but I've got that, and then 2 titanium for my standard recipe. Where is titanium? That's titanium? Yes. Titanium, come to me. I will be your new leader. Where is the last titanium that I need, please? Don't do me dirty like this. That's iron. Where is titanium? The David Guetta and Sia song. In brackets, she is titanium. Hey. I don't know if I much appreciate this. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna real quick build that over here and then break it down and build it over there in a bit. But that was took a second to find the final titanium. I was getting a bit nervous. I mean, I still have the oxygen bottle, but you know, you don't want to use that because if this happens again, then you know, you're gonna want to have that on your side. Alright, there we go. Do I have any? Oh, I don't actually have any water bottles on me, which I was scared might be the case, because I was planning to have plenty of lakes to drink from. But something tells me that not all deserts have lakes. Ooh, but there's an oasis over there, so that's alright. I'll be alright. As a clever, wise person once said, I don't actually know who said that. Wait, hold on. How's the... I will survive? Yeah, I will survive. I will survive. Something like that. I am still standing, as another wise person once said. At least I don't think that was the same wise person. But, no, actually, I also still need to unload some of my newly found treasures into my car rover thing. My vehicle. The vessel of my survival, as it were. I guess I'm going to deconstruct the lockers because I can... well, but then again, that does also cost space in my inventory. So I might not want to do that. And hold on, actually, I think there's like one small... where is it? Rocks. There it is. I did see that. And I'm not actually going to take... read any of these messages. You can read it though if you pause it, I guess. Oh, that looks promising, ain't it? Alright, Zeola, I guess I can miss that for now. Super alloy as well. I'm gonna take the blueprints, because those are pretty epic. And then I'm gonna try and not forget where this is, but I don't have like the ability to see where, like to see the map, do I? I don't have like a M or P controls. Map. Ooh, I do have a button for that, but I don't have the adequate chip. So that's too bad. Actually, I do also think right now I'm going to have a quick pee-pee break, strategically placed pee-pee break. So I'll be back in a bit. I'll probably go for another while, actually. Maybe like another hour or something. I don't know yet. We'll see. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for the interruption. But I am returned. Now, I am gonna admit, I just realized, oh, I don't actually remember where I came from again. Exactly. Is this the edge of the world? I think so, right? You can't stand on here. That might actually be a good, like almost sort of a highway. You know, just no obstacles and stuff. You can go as fast as you want to. But I also don't know if that will actually eventually bring me to the right place. So I may want to make sure that I do get to the right place by just wandering around on the map. So this, yes, that puts me on terrain that I am familiar with. Do I have any? No, I don't have any like specific food bags that I'm gonna eat first anyway. So I'll just make my way back, because I would already take beans, but if I don't need to, I'm not actually gonna do that yet, because I'm probably going to forget to refill my beans if I don't, or if I do eat them right now. So might be a better idea if I, you know, actually eat some beans when I can instantly pack a new bunch of them. Come on. This might not have been the best one to climb. Hold on, I was on that bit before. Let's see if that goes a little easier. I hope so. Alright. And there we go. We were almost back home again. I got 3 blueprints, I think, out of that, which is very nice. I forgot how deep that lake was again. 3 blueprints is very nice. I don't know what types of things that might give me, but I'm curious and excited to find out. Maybe a second speed upgrade for my vehicle? That would be pretty cool. What else might there be? Equipment upgrades? I don't know, actually. There might not be that many equipment upgrades left. At least not many that I know necessarily. Actually, I don't need to bring this all the way over here. Oh boy. I got it stuck in the thing. At least I think it's probably stuck there. It didn't seem like it was gonna move that easily. Believe me, I have gotten it stuck enough times to know when it's gonna be easy or hard to get at. 5 blueprints, wow! I mean, that's kind of awesome. Actually, you know what? I'm going to decode those, like, whenever I actually get the whenever I, you know, like one by one, so that I can actually see, like, hey, do I want to decode this and maybe pin it right now, and maybe see if I have the resources already. That would be convenient, wouldn't it? Alright. Then I'm gonna put some rocket engines in here. And I can put the seeds honestly, I don't know if it's worth sorting out all these seeds this well. Like, I'm gonna keep doing it because I'm like that. But, oh, I'm gonna have to give that a different thing again. Oh boy. And then, hold on. Squashes. Oh, alright. Apparently it wants to sort those a different way from what I was doing. And then, oh right, and I can put some Ipri and some Yurong. I'll be fine. Oh boy, that's more than I remember there being. I'm going to be completely real, that's a lot. See, I don't mind getting a lot of resources, but I'm going to take a while to actually get all of these into my system of storage. And to the bin, of course. Part of your spoils always go in the bin. That sounds like a Dale's Bit line. Just to like, remember children, part of your spoils always go in the bin. Yes, mother. Like, I think a fair amount of people know Dale's Bits. I don't think I have to explain it necessarily. Like, if you make a joke and nobody has a clue what you're talking about, then it's probably a good idea to explain further. But, you know, if a few people know, then that's good enough. I can't aspire to have only funny jokes, because that would take me quite a lot of effort. But I do try, of course, but, you know, there's a difference between, you know, I'll try to not make unfunny jokes as much, and I will... Oh boy, I need to... And I need to only make funny jokes. I'm usually one of the latter. You know, either it's perfect or just don't do it at all. But then only for myself, not to, like, it would be me to say that to other people. Alright, we've got Flower, we've got Fleur, we've got Fiori, we've got Blumpjes. Is it Blume? I think in German. So, actually, no, that's not the... So that goes in there. Tosca as well. And then Golden can come with me, and I'm going to put Relia in their own place. Beautiful. Look at that. And then just everything. But super alloy. I need one super alloy for the tree. Tree seed spreader. Oh, that's, hold on. Also put it with a bark, which I still need. I had it with me because I put it on me and not because I got it from loot. Oh boy. That's filling up by now. And that is as well. So I'm going to have to make that more complicated storage soon. Oh boy. Sometimes expansion is a good thing. And sometimes, every now and again, you're just a bit scared of it. Because you're going to need to upgrade your storage system again. And you aren't in... You know, you sometimes you just don't want to put the work in. Let's be honest. Sometimes you don't want to put the work in to make sure that things work better in the future. Sometimes you just want to complain about it. And I understand that. I myself experience such a situation from time to time. I need to remember to eat a thing. There. A bean. And a bean. Adorable. Those are the different types of beans actually, but close enough. And then I was synthesizing a thing. I feel like I'm talking really quietly all of a sudden. I'll try to speak up again. I have that problem. I don't know why. Because I am a vocal person and I just do all... That did scare me. I am too scarable. I am a very vocal person, so you'd expect me to know how to, like, do stuff with my voice. And I guess I don't really that well. Anyway. Hi, Dutch Dunspas. Do I always just say Dutch Dunspas? Because I think I do, but for some reason it feels weird. Do I usually say Dutch? I don't know. Alright, anyway, hello. Welcome back to the stream. Oh, extra agility boots. That's actually pretty good. To alloy. And I became a duck, I guess. Sometimes that's I just do not consistent. That feels consistent with me though, so that's... So I'm being consistent by not being consistent because I am usually not consistent. That's how it works. It's fine now. Now, these blocks, are they meteors or meteorites by this point? The fact that they're blue. Sulfur. Do they also have osmium? Because that would be very appreciable. I forgot about the cheetah. Yeah, it's still there. It's still there. Until someone decides to dethrone it. It shall live there. I think it only has sulfur, so I'm gonna need to get... I'm just gonna need to be good at the game to actually get more osmium. What was I doing? For a second there, hold on, I was going outside. Was it just to see what the meteors, meteorites, those things? Could not be dethroned if there's no art redeem. That's true. There is still a music redeem, but that's not gonna, you know, be on the screen. That's gonna be a sound. Okay. Oh boy, everything's coming all at once all of a sudden. So I need to check out the ore extractors. What else did I just get? The name manipulate. Oh, I did also get this space trade rocket a while ago. Oh. What else did I get that's new? I think I just got something from a... like a... Hold on. Do I have that microchip? Yes. I have that one, because I can pin multiple things. I'm guessing I have the best oxygen tanks and everything. I think this is still the same things. Is this still the same thing? I don't remember. It does say the numbers, so I don't need to check as much every time. I guess... No, that's the compass, so I still need the map. I don't remember what I just got. Was it a customizable thing? I do not recall. Like, because I got trade, trade space rocket, space trade rocket, the ore extractor, the tree. Did I get something else as well, or am I just tripping? I don't know. I may have just I don't know, hallucinated that. I don't even know. Maybe I'm going senile. But ooh, that's exciting. I can now make the tier 2 Digamadoos, which I believe will be able to dig up sulfur and osmium, which means that I no longer have a very limited amount of osmium as long as I don't explore. So if I put down this ore extractor, hey, nice. I can get osmium now. Well, like, I can get more osmium now than I could before. So that's pretty epic. I'm going to remove that from the list because I'm going to use that anyway. Like, I need more of those, but I'm going to have more of those guaranteed. So, I'm going to be able to keep the super alloy, bacteria sample, and tree bark. I'm going to need zeolite, but that's fine. And then I'm going to need a better fertilizer, which I don't know how fine that's going to be, but I'll see. Oh, hold on. Because I have 2 tree things. Honestly, yeah, I do have a tier 2 fertilizer, so that's going to be completely fine. Oh, I do need to squash for something, I guess. Let's see. Squash. Put that in there. I guess I'll just eat that. And what else did I need? Oh yeah, I need methane. A methane cartridge. And fertilizer and algae. So I gotta, honestly, I might just get a batch of algae again, because it is nice to just be able to pick algae out of the, oh hey, there is osmium. Hi. I guess I shouldn't have given up on the, what's the word? The, not frivolousness. I mean, frivolity. What's the thing? The generosity. The generosity of the space rocks. I shouldn't have underestimated the generosity of the space rocks. Philanthropy. Though that has just become less important because I do also have the things that dig for a bunch of that. Damn, that's a lot of blue. That is a lot of blue. Indeed. In at least one way, very similar to the Blue Man Group. Which is, well, I suppose there are many people, you know, probably about half the people in the world that can claim to have a thing in common with the Blue Man Group. So I don't know how special that necessarily is. How much more? Oh boy, that's a while. That also gives pressure, but I don't think that's a very significant amount. Honestly, if we got a few of those, yeah, that could actually add up decently. Because this is like 6 times as much or something. about almost 6 times as much. So if you have 6 of these, that's going to be as much as 1 of these. Then again, I do have 5 of these, so maybe it's not that much of a difference. Pressure is still going alright. Biomass is going decently, getting closer and closer to the beehive. But still taking its sweet time for now. Hold on, how much? 41, alright. I guess I can open up another blueprint. Ooh, that's nice. That's very good. Oh, I do need an obsidian for it though. Hold on, I need to remember where the obsidian place even is, honestly. Sulfur, cobalt, zeolite. Hold on, wasn't it like down here, through here, and then through there? Or easier, down there, through there, and then through there. And then I only need the 1 obsidian to actually be able to just fulfill my need for that map for the rest of time, because I would just be able to open it from my inventory, so that it's not even that bad if I only get 1 obsidian. I'll be fine. I will survive, as one might say. As the wise John Elton once said, I will still be standing, but then in a different tense. Turns out I am not good at not driving into things underwater. Yeah, oh, look away, kids. This is embarrassing. Now my car is stuck. Oh, on a rock. So that was a trap. I wasn't even able to get there without, get through there without having any problems. And now I'm stuck on it. Come on. You mean rock. Has nobody ever taught you to be a very nice and kind rock and to give me everything that I want? Because if they haven't, you're going to be in for a world of pain. Because I'm going to be mean to you. Like any responsible person would do. Anyway, I appear to have problemed. So I may indeed need to take the route that I remembered taking before. Which is slightly unfortunate. And that's it. I don't, you know, it just is unfortunate. Hey, that's a golden chest. That's interesting. That's been there for a while, maybe. Because it's not super, like, new materials. It might have just been there for a while and I just never noticed it. Or, like, been there for a while and I opened it and then I didn't remember to notice it or something like that. I don't know. There's smart people out there. Why did you ask them instead of me? Alright. Osmangium. Osmangium. Alright. Unsonso. I just suddenly got hungry for some specific type of food, but I don't actually know what specific type of food. That's slightly silly. There's a bit odds of me in it, bruv. Then methane, algae. Golden knob, I mean rocket. Look at all these rockets. Look at all them chickens. I'm making a multiple stage rocket, but it's completely off balance. This is not gonna end well, is it? Alright. Oh, right. I was going to resummon my vessel. My vehicle. For I had foolishly lost it previously. Which makes the rest of that sound slightly sillier than it had before. Alright, time to try and remember what the way toward the obsidian place was again. Because it was, I mean, I would go through there, turn right at the end, and then hope, by the dear Lord, that I get through the next place unscathed. You know, without getting discombobulated by the mist. Because I believe that's there. But I'm not 100% sure. Oh, there's mist here apparently. Didn't think there was going to be that much mist here, but I guess there is. You know. Is this fine so far? This might be normal. Oh, alright. This is the place that does indeed seem to have some mist. It's not as thick as I remembered. So I will be fine. At least I won't get stuck on things too many times. That, actually, I shouldn't jinx myself. Clearly that is not a given. Oh, and I am very lucky that I actually get to see the Laverne in time. No, that's iridium. That's not obsidian. I can't really see very well around here. Seems like. Is that no? That's just. Oh, invisible walls. Invisible walls in my volcano. How queer. Alright. That's decent. Let's see. That's obsidian, very nice. Only 2 more for an enchanting table. Because Minecraft jokes never really go out of fashion in my head. Right. Have I think I have visited that thing before, right? So it's probably fine if I don't do that right now. Actually, hold on. Oh my boy, I'm running out of oxygen. That's unfortunate. Just take out of that what I can. There's not going to be any oxygen in the underground base because it's going to be out of energy. Have I done a silly? I may or may not have done a silly. I don't know if I can find my vehicle back very quickly. Obsidian though. Oh, my inventory's full. The rat. Like, I mean, I'll be fine for a bit because I've got an extra flask of oxygen, but hold on, that's an underground little part. I mean, I shouldn't go in here because I will definitely forget where I am. Even more than I already did, to be fair. Oh, wow. So there's more obsidian under the ground. That's good. That's good to know, but I should really start trying to find my way out of here again. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's not the oxygen that's going to run out of my water, because that's, you know, that's already pretty low. I seem to be exceptional at getting into problems. Which is the so many thing today that is not that useful as a superpower. Where around here did I park my car? Come on, it's got to be somewhere, right? It didn't just disappear, evaporate. What's that? Hold on. I think that is the same thing that I saw before, and I think I still approximately remember what direction I came at it from. I think I should... Oh, at least I found a little cubby hole, which is nice just to get some oxygen back. But again, Oh, hold on, but I found my cart. So I can get to a place with water. That ain't bad at all. And then when I make this chip of a map, I'm sure I'll never lose my position again, my footing. I will always know exactly where I am, because I'm going to be so clever as to remember that I have this map. I'm never going to forget it, and I'm never going to get into trouble. Right? I'm gonna save just in case I need to sort of save scum it, you know? Just a little. Hold on, I think I need to go through, like, around the, like, side here and then go through the right. Oh boy, this is not a great moment to lose my vehicle. I might want to be a bit careful with what I'm doing, shan't I? Alright. Oh man, is there any lakes around here by any chance? By any odds? Ooh, 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 ooh. Ah, monkey. Nice, alright. I'm replenished hydrationally. Oh, and is this the cave that I know so well? That runs under my, like, by this... That runs partially by my house. Is it actually? It might not be. It might not be that same cave, because it does have iridium in it. And it still has osmium in it. Which means I've probably not been in that section too often, and if it's connected to the cave under my base, or next to my base, then I should probably have been there a few times and leached all of the osmium out there. So that's probably not the osmium place right next to my place. But I mean, I guess it's nice to know that there's another osmium place somewhere out there. At least, if it's not another one, it's at least a place where not all the osmium is gone yet. But then again, I do now also have a thing that will dig for it, and I have appear to have got my car stuck once more. I don't know if I will ever be able to stop getting my car stuck in every single crevice that presents itself. Oh, I was around already. I went down there before, and now I am out here, so that's interesting. Would have done that. Ooh. Oh, alright. I did already get the faster legs, right? The the exoskeleton thing. Exoskeleton boots. Alright. The agility boots. I think tier 3 is the highest I could make yet, so I think that's fine. Nice. And then I'm gonna try and make my way over back to my base. In it, bruv. Which should be perfectly fine from this point on. Even though I have done a bit of a silly. You know, I do like the automation in this game, because like Subnautica, like this I've heard this game be compared a lot to Subnautica. Oh, sneeze. I heard this game be compared a lot to Subnautica before, which I do understand. It's they do like just have something similar about them. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I do wish Subnautica had a slightly more automation like this game does, because I think like the games are pretty similar. You have base building in both. You have a similar sort of aesthetic with the blue glass especially, and then you know, with the storage, and you know you gradually get better stuff. I think I like this game. Like the automation in this game, like benefits. There's more automation in this game than there is in Subnautica, and there is more. At least I haven't played Below Zero yet, and I think there's Subnautica 2 coming on as well, right? So I don't know about those actually, but Subnautica 1 has less. Hold on, did I put Obsidian somewhere? But Subnautica 1 has less automation than this game does, but probably more story. And I do really love both this game and Subnautica. I think I prefer the automation, honestly, but that's a very me sort of thing. I just like being able to automate stuff in games, because I like going through the mental challenge. And then, you know, in the end, generally solving things in the silliest ways possible that, you know, make people a bit confused, because I could have done them in better ways 100 times over. But I'll be fine. It'll be fine, I assure you. Alright. Now that I've got that, I can turn one of the tree plant spreaders, one of the tree spreaders into a tree spreader level 2. Which I haven't actually checked the difference in like stats yet. It's, yeah, that's very nice. Right. Gonna put the seeds in there, and then I still need a bit to actually get the right stuff for the other one. But that's pretty good. And I need a bunch of microchips for the trading thing. So I'm guessing I'm gonna get microchip. Oh, that's a bit in the future still, isn't it? Circuit boards, that's the word. So that's gonna be a while still. I guess until then I'm gonna decode more blueprints. Display case, that's cool. Ooh, tier 2 inventory, that's pretty good. Let's see what I need for that. Probably the tier 1 thing. And a few things on top of that. Fabric. Alright. Oh, I need 2 tier 1s. That's interesting, but I'll be fine. Oh, I've just removed something else from the list. I think the tier 2 tree spreaders. Do I think I'll remember to... I'll just quickly get everything I need for this thing and then replace that with the tree spreaders. Okay, so I need 3 fabric total. And then I need super alloy. And that's enough for that one. And then I need osmium. I think that should do it. Hold on. I do also need the inventory upgrade from this one. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. Yeah, I might play Subnautica on stream at some point. The problem is, I'm not brave enough for that game. I'm gonna be completely real. I'm not brave enough to play Subnautica. I should not be left to play Subnautica unsupervised. So I'll maybe, if I manage to convince someone at some point to play it with me on stream, I could play it on stream. Originally I was going to do that with Ocean actually, but that's probably not going to happen anymore. But maybe I can find someone else who wants to do it with me. Oh, hold on. I still need to actually put the upgrade in then. There we go. 3 chests just on top of each other. It's like becoming a pyramid. Anyway. Do I still need... Because I think there is also a beacon upgrade. Yeah. I probably just decided not to do that at some point earlier because I didn't have the resources yet. Probably the osmium would be a problem, but right now it is not. So I am actually going to make one of them, and then I still need the zeolite for something else, so I'm gonna actually get a second zeolite to make sure that that is okay. But yeah, it's I have had several times that I actually forgot where my feet. Amityville. That slightly spooked me. I did see something change on my laptop, so I was like, hold on. Is something happening? And I was like, there's nothing happening in chat. So maybe nothing. But that was still mildly spooky. Hold on, actually. I can't hit that note. It is well out of my reach. I was gonna imitate the noise, but it was not meant to be. Oh, and then I actually also need a super alloy silicon iridium. 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 I think that's what I needed. And then actually I guess also take the obsidian with me. Oh yeah, and the map, I haven't actually tested it out yet, but this is from my inventory, which are pretty nice. Oh, and also could drink something. Remember to stay hydrated, kids. Being hydrated is always more epic than being not hydrated. I know that Big Desert will tell you that it's not, but yeah, they're just, you know, I mean, like, you know, fair is fair, it's their own market. I really hope I didn't just accidentally lose half of those upgrades there. But like, fair is fair, it is their market, but yeah, that's oh, and I still need the... Oh, maybe it dropped the upgrades? I hope that it's gonna, like, give me back the upgrades when it gets there. Oh, I still actually had 1 obsidian left. I didn't check my storage properly. Oh. Can you imagine what I could achieve if I did not forget half of the things that exist in the universe every other second? Probably the same that an average person could do. That would be quite something, wouldn't it? Alright, time to discover whether half of my upgrades have just exploded. Oh boy. Oh, hold on. Okay. Oh, I was getting scared there for a second. That would have been very... Oh, that would have been like right after I got my inventory increased. That would have been evil. But luckily I still found it back, so I'm alright. Oh. Yeah, oh, I'm almost gonna get the beehive. I may end stream in like a half an hour or something. Because I have been... That would be about 3 hours. Which is a nice amount of time to stream. I guess, like... I might feel EP before then. I might run out of things to do today before then. But I'll try to make it for another half hour. You know, I'm having fun. Once more, kids, remember to hydrate. I do say that a lot, maybe. But it's pretty good because it's the alternative to dying straight. Still growing. 62%. What else do I need for the tier 3 fertilizer? Tier 2 actually, I said tier 3 fertilizer. Could you imagine? Yeah, probably. Squash. Oh yeah, and 2 methane cartridges. I don't like the name methane, but I think that is the generally used name, at least in British English. Alright. I did really get like 6 blueprints. I was like, oh wow, that's going to be incredibly cool because I'm just gonna have 6 different blueprints that I can get stuff from. And then it turned out that I actually have already run out of, you know, new blueprints to new recipes to make. Like, yeah, it's a cool upgrade. I'm faster now and stuff. But at the same time, you know, it would be cool if I had even more. Can't they make everything give like 3 times as much bonus? Mm-hmm. Seems fair to me. Definitely not cracked. Alright. Because I was getting close to the bees, right? I almost have bees. Can I make these yet? I think I have some uncommon. I think that's what I need. I do get them. Hold on, actually, I need to make sure that I actually have those for that, not because what else was it? Fertilizer? Not because I happen to have it and I need it for something else. But that should be good. Alright. It's sequencing. Alright, that's not taking too long. It'll definitely be done by the time that the bees are within my reach. Well, I mean, that is the bee, but the beehives, I suppose. The squash is still growing. How much was it again? Alright. And I think that was like everything that's kind of like on the close horizon for now. Because that's twice as much. Well, not twice as much as the Hive, but it's close. That is a lot. That is, hold on, kilotons, petatons, so that's 100 times as much, more than 100 times as much as I have right now. That's a big jump as well. But that's gonna, you know, still more plants than biomass. I'm still not sure how that happens. The other way around makes sense. At least a bit of sense, but apparently that's not entirely. Because doesn't it add plants and insects and animals together to create biomass? Or is it like, are the tons? Does that include me? Am I a part of the tons? Because it's almost 0.01 ton in difference. Hold on. I always get money tons and weight tons confused. I think a ton is a megagram. 0.1 megagram would be 100 kilos. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna look it up to make sure. Ton weight. About 1,000 kilos. So, hold on. That might actually be the weight of the human you are playing as. If that is what the difference between plants and biomass is. No, hold on. No, it's plants are more than biomass. Alright. So it still doesn't make sense. Unless I am made of antimatter and I have negative mass or something. I don't even know if that's possible with antimatter, but something fishy is going on. Something is off, one might say. Can I rename the beacon? Or is it just gonna always be called my vehicle? You can sit in the back of the vehicle. I think there is a multiplayer mode. Yeah, invite friends. So you can play this together with other people, but I don't have any friends who play this. If I add who play this to that sentence, it sounds less sad. No, I have some friends, but I just don't think. Oh, I do. Oh, I can change the thing here. Hold on. Can I paste color by just typing it? No. The game will not allow me to like use hex codes. I like that though. That's pretty sharp. But now I'm not sure that it's like perfectly OFF. It's like sort of in that direction, but see, this is why I always really appreciate that pretty much every like painting application or drawing application, like I think even Paint, MS Paint, I think even that allows you to manually input a hex code for the color. Because I mean like GIMP does it. I'm guessing Photoshop and stuff. Godot allows you to do it. Honestly, what other things are there that I know that use it? I suppose games. A lot of games allow you to just input a hex code, which is nice. Is that right bottom of my screen? The frames per second? It's 35 to 40. Honestly, that feels about accurate. Which is not great. I wish I would have at least a solid 60. A solid 60 is nice. But I don't think that is accurate. Oh, right, I do have those bioplastic nuggies. Do not eat them, but they are nuggies. And that's going to be fine, because... That's going to be fine because I don't actually need them for anything. I just haven't removed them from my inventory yet since I got them from a tree spreader. So I don't need to worry about that. That's not that much energy either, so that's going to be completely fine. Ooh, I think you get honey from this, right? So I better place it close enough to my place. Yeah, they make honey, which is nice. Because honey is good for, like, for things. Hold on. Oh, that's already going to unlock a new tree seed pretty quickly there. High quality food. It might get to high quality food today. I don't think it's going to get to Elegia. Because it's... ooh, getting closer to a breathable atmosphere. Got 1.2 oxygen per second. 15 grams per second. So 15 kilos would be 1,000 seconds. Which would be 60 minutes? Yeah, something like that. But this would be a lot of seconds. That would be probably like 2 hours at the current pace. So even if I get an extra one or 2 extra ones, that would still not be perfect. Oh yeah, I still need to actually upgrade that, and I think I needed obsidian for that, right? Which I've got a bit of. Oh, but not enough. That's definitely not enough obsidian. So the metric that I have on my signs that I have still to get currently is animals. I'm guessing that's going to be the last metric, because it was before, and I wouldn't expect them to have added anything beyond animals, unless you're going to make a human society at some point, which would be cool, but I don't expect that to be the case. So, you know, getting closer to animals is pretty cool. And I've finally started getting some bugs. I feel like I'm forgetting to do something. I guess I can check on the gourd now, which is 99% ready. That's going to be a few seconds, I'm guessing. Right, there we go. And then I need... Hold on. I've got tier 2 fertilizer. Do I need that for anything else? Like, I mean, I've still got this squash if I do need more tier 2 fertilizer. I feel like I got that from a chest or something, though. So I just get a free tier 2 fertilizer. Which, you know, I'm not complaining. At least I don't mean to complain. Maybe it does sound like complaining. Alright. So that's pretty good. Got two tree spreaders. Actually got 0 because they disappeared. The bummer. I guess they don't render from more than a bit of distance. Those, I think that is a shadow from tree edge. Or is that just leaves? I'm not sure. Either way, that is 2 tree spreaders, which is pretty epic. I don't know if I'll remember to make the space rocket, because that would be really useful, probably. Send rockets into space to gain Terra tokens and use to unlock new recipes and items. That does seem really good, probably. But I still need, I think I only have 1 circuit board. So I would need to find a bunch of circuit boards. Or I would need to wait until I can actually make them. So, probably not gonna do that for a while. But the question is, if I remove it from my list of recipes right now, where it's gonna take up one of the 3 spaces, does that mean that I'm gonna forget about it? Because that sounds very likely. And I'm not sure whether I should free up the space or not. I'll be fine for now. Maybe at some point I'll decide to remove it. Either way, it's gonna take a while before it actually gets stuff. Cernia tree seed. How expensive is a Cernia tree seed to make? Cernia. I mean, mutagen tree bark nulna. Can I do curious. I do but curious. Can I dissect one of those tree seeds? Because if I can remove it and just put a different flower into the synthesis, then that would mean that I would very cheaply just be able to, well, practically just use a slight bit of time to turn one tree seed into a slightly better tree seed. So, the moment of truth. Oh, yeah, it's possible. Because I don't feel like making sure I have a load of mutagen. So I'll just see. Cernia uses Nulna. Hold on. Oh, I have multiple. Shanga, and I needed Nulna instead. Yes. Alright. That should be pretty epic. And then I guess I'm also going to get the other one. Because that's a 20% increase in productivity. From 125 to 150. I would say that's pretty nice. I don't know about you, but, you know, it's pretty good. I think it's about yeah, I'll probably stop in about 10 minutes, so that might be the last thing that I do today. I'll see how long it takes for the trees to do their things, I guess. To synthesize. It's a tree-based synthesizer. But that, you know, it does seem to take a while. I don't have any more blueprints. I guess I can store a few things in places. Ooh. And do I need that fertilizer for anything? Just I randomly have that in my inventory. I guess I could just eat the squash. I don't need it for now. And then get some water. I got a Tuska seed. Oh boy. Locker storage. Oh, I have to. What's another, like, I guess, hold on, do I have, oh, I guess I don't have Esperanza yet, so fluoride. There we go. Put tusk in there. I don't even know why I'm giving them all different. Actually, also I have to check if bloom is actually correct. It probably isn't, honestly. Flowers in German. It's Blumen. So I ought to be ashamed of my translation there. At least a little. Is this going alright yet? 80%. Alright. So it's getting there. Again, I don't think there's anything very close yet. Other than high quality food, probably. But that's probably not going to shake my world that much. I think. Isn't that like beans with honey? I think. I remember something like that being the recipe. So that would be useful. Because it's not that expensive. And, you know, I think it is pretty, you know, it's pretty good. I would need, you know, just honey for that and beans, so I kind of just upgrade the food that I already have with some honey. So probably not a problem, but you never know. I might always be wrong, of course. Did I have... Yeah, that's right, I have the cartridges. And then I would have iridium. I don't know, where did I get this from again? Did you just get it from a storage and I forgot about that? Tree bark, mutagen, and Nulna? I'm gonna have to make sure for a second. But I think Nulna is correct, yeah. Okay. So, put mutagen and that in there. The zeolite in here. And the nuggies in there. Alright. And then I can put the one tree seed into the tree. And honestly, maybe I could just go and get some obsidian, because I need 2 obsidian for... What was it again that I needed 2 obsidian for? For something. I don't know if I'll be very fast with that my vehicle. I might leave that for next time, but I might not remember next time. That's also a problem. I guess I'll do one last little scourge with my vehicle for the episode, for the stream. And then I will see, because the tree seeds take a while, right? So it's 34, yeah, it's I better actually find some content to fill this part with. Such as ramming headfirst into a building with a whole car at alright speed. It's not super fast. Ooh, 1.1 oxygen per second. I'm gradually moving toward not having breathing issues every time I go outside. This is still more than half the amount of oxygen I used to use, but I mean that's half, so it's already less than 2/3. That was a very interesting unilateral jump. There was no rotation, just movement. No rotation, only translation. Very funny. Alright, let me get this. Right, go through this mountain, as one does. And then on the other side, I will find treasures beyond my imagination. Such as getting stuck on a kiddie pool. Yes. Well, not what I imagined to happen on the other side, so, you know, to be fair, kind of fits the description. I think I need to go a bit more left, right? That's what I caught from that little glimpse. Whee! Oh, hanging for a second. Alright. And then I just need to, you know, drive around here a bit and see where I can find some obsidian. Honestly, I might as well leave my car here so that I have a slightly easier time finding my way out. Even though, you know, I have the map, but to be fair, you know me. I would, like, in real life, I actually don't have a bad sense of direction. It's kind of good. But in games, I am terrible. I'm absolutely despicably bad in games. I just, maybe because in games I'm used to being able to use like minimap stuff and everything, and then still in Deep Rock Galactic I always forget to use my minimap, so I don't know how accurate that even is. I may just be a silly. I may just be a silly boy. Oh hey, look, a lava lake right underneath my feet. That's probably great for my health. That brings me back to Drill Makers, because that also has a lava area. Does this vehicle drive fine on lava? I don't want to try it, but I do want to know it. I'm gonna be completely real. I want to know whether this thing can drive on lava. Oh, hold on. Clear. Jaboingus. Also, whenever I say lava like that, hold on, that's not great. I may... Actually, I suppose I can get unstuck. Oh, or I don't even need to press the button. Oh boy, oh, I need to find the place where they have the oxygen. Lol, they've got oxygen. Oh boy. Whenever I hear somebody say, whenever I say or hear someone say lava, I always think of LeVar Burton. Which is, I mean, it makes sense. But I do, you know, it's technically not what the people mean. So there is a, you know, there's a miscommunication. Ooh. I do really like... It's really funny to see when a vehicle in this game just jumps up straight into the air. And it just doesn't rotate or anything. No flips. Just jump. Because that's... I mean, might as well add a spacebar, like, to jump, right? High quality food. Whoa. So I guess I'll see in a few minutes whether or not that is honey and beans, as I thought it was. Honestly, might as well drink. Slurp, slurp. If it's good enough for fish to drink, then it's probably good enough for me to drink. Hold on, where is the app? out. Exit again. Exit. Huh. Did my Latin brain just come up with a funny thing? Because ex in Latin is like outside, and eat is actually, oh, eat, I believe that is the third person of eo, or in other words, you know, like in English that would be, you know, like he, she, or it goes. So I suppose exit would be like, if it could be, it might not be, but it could be that exit literally means out goes, which is kind of funny. And then there is, I think I've had that realization before, but then not an actual realization. I just made a joke about it, and now I've realized, like, that could be what it is. It also could be just not that, but maybe. I guess I can look that up. But I'm also playing a video games right now, so I'll do that on my own time, because I don't know how interesting. I don't know if I should interrupt my stream about video games to go talk about Latin too much. Even though I am actually already talking about Latin, it's not that much more disturbance, but you know, if you want to know, just look on the Wiktionary. They've got very good stuff on etymology. I endorse Wiktionary, as far as I'm aware of. You know, I don't know if they have by any chance toppled any governments. If they have, then, you know, maybe slightly less, but I don't think they have, so it's probably fine. What do you even make? Oh, do you need a kitchen for it? Do you? Or do you build it? No, just high quality food. It doesn't. I mean, I was looking in this screen. I don't know why I was looking in that screen. Maybe at a lab? Ah, it is honey and beans. And it gives, what was it? 80? I think I saw 80. Which is just nice because... Oh, 90. Nice. Because beans are 60, high quality food is 90. That just means you've got a lot of food choices to sort of... You can take a lot of food value with you for not that much inventory space. Which is just convenient. Especially because now I'm going to need less and less oxygen, so I'm not going to need to worry about that as much as I used to. Currently only slightly more than half as much. And ever dwindling those numbers are. So, you know, in like 2 thresholds more, I will have less than half the oxygen consumption that I had like the whole while before it, which is pretty epic. And then what else was it? Yeah, I was thinking about the right. I was thinking about the gauges of stuff. So, you know, I'm getting better and better on oxygen. I don't need, or like I can store, or like, I guess 50% more food in the same amount of storage, and I can drink from lakes. So I don't need to take that much with me anymore when I go exploring, which is just convenient. It's mainly convenience, because, you know, at the end of the day, I forget things, and I kind of need to have like a mental checklist for these things, because if I don't, I forget them, and Yeah. It's just nice to have that nice and short. I think 2 explosive powder, yeah. And then I'm going to... I didn't actually check what I'm gonna like get from this, because it was... Yeah, it's plants and oxygen. So... Is it also like... I'm guessing it just has more slots and stuff, and that's... Alright. Now, let's actually look at how much that does for plants. Yeah. I did just realize, like, hold on a second, that's gonna make it... What was it? 500% more plant stuff. So it's not actually gonna take that much to get the butterfly dome next time. But it's gonna be next time because, you know, I've been streaming for 3 hours, which isn't that much, but it's a nice amount. I will leave it there for today. So, getting closer and closer actually to the... hold on, actually I need to remember that, yeah. Getting closer and closer to full-term formation of the planet. And I'm really happy that, that oxygen requirements are going down, and I can drink water straight from just lakes and stuff. That is just convenient, and gradually I'm gonna be able to like do more with autocrafters and stuff, which is gonna be a very nice sort of thing. But for now, I guess I'm gonna say. What do I normally say? See, this is a problem with me not streaming for so long. For the Twitch, check out the YouTube. For the YouTube, check out the Twitch. And for both of those, check out the absolute funniest, the absolutely most funniest, the most humorous, the most risible, the most entertaining buttons you have ever experienced in person. The very most advanced in all the ways of humor and laughing and going the ha-has. I did already say humor, and I apologize for that. But that also marks the end of this stream or this VOD. So I guess see you later. Hopefully, please come back. And yeah.